in the in Indian spirituality, there are these historic, famous devotees of God. Famous devotees of God. One of them was Hanuman. If any of you have seen in yoga studios or online, Hanuman is a holy monkey. Okay, uh, and Hanuman is like the legendary devotee of God. Whenever anybody wants an ideal of how to really love God, they go to Hanuman. So Hanuman was there when there was an incarnation of God named Rama in India. So, as you know, India regards that God incarnates on earth not once, but several times. They believe that Jesus was one of the incarnations, but they also believe that before Jesus, the Buddha was another incarnation, Krishna, and before that was Rama. So Rama was God in a human body very long time ago, 6,000 BC. It's described. Uh, so there are really wonderful scriptures about everything that he did on earth, and then his interactions with the people, and how much Hanuman loved him. It's very entertaining to read if you ever get your hands on those books. So in one dialogue, Rama asks Hanuman, "How do you look on me?" Right? So God incarnate asks his devotee, "How do you see me?" So this is Hanuman's reply. So Hanuman says, "When I believe that I am the body, I am your faithful servant." Okay. What spiritual path is this? When I believe I am the body, I am your servant, God. Right? This is karma yoga. This is when we practice selfless actions. We go, we do charity, or we just try to give a heart to people. But actually, we're doing it because we're serving God through those actions. Okay? So karma yoga is serving God through selfless, egoless actions day to day, because we have so many activities that we're already doing. How can we use those activities to progress in the spiritual path? That's karma yoga. So then Hanuman says, "When I know I am the soul, I know myself to be a spark of your eternal light." What yoga is this? This is bhakti yoga. This is devotion. This is faith. So this is where either through karma yoga, either through selfless service, or through our own personal relationship with God, we consider ourselves a spark of that eternal, infinite, omnipresent light. And we devote our heart and soul to that light, which is like the repository of so many lights of each of our souls. We're part of that one light, and we practice loving him, devoting ourselves to him, and folding on to him. Okay? And then Hanuman says, okay, so now this part is pretty familiar to most people practicing like the world religions. What we typically find in common churches and mosques and synagogues is it gets up to this point, right? Up to this point that we are a spark in this infinite light. But now is where we come to Vedanta, which is usually hidden in the forest. Okay, it was only actually brought out to the common people just over 100 years ago by Swami Vivekananda, when it was decided that it needs to be spread to all the people. Before that, spirituality went up to here, but of course, back in the day, it was also kind of became big with the Buddha. The Buddha also brought it out, and usually when every incarnation of God comes on earth, it starts to spread because this is like the kernel of it, the kernel of spirituality, where the real power comes from. So then Hanuman says, "But when I have the vision of truth, you and I, my Lord, are one and the same." It's not about a spark, I'm just a little spark, and you're the infinite God anymore. The truth is beyond that. The truth is that there is no difference between you and the omnipresent God. Yes, a huge statement, which you could see why this was hidden from the masses, because it could be misinterpreted, it could be and so on like that. So, and even in Vedanta, when we talk about this, there are also three phases of Vedanta. This is Advaita. This is non-dual Vedanta, which is the last phase of spirituality, followed by these other two. Right? So he says that when I know the real truth, you and I are one. We are one. There is only one. There is one entity. There was never a two. The two was a hallucination, a hypnosis, says Vedanta.